Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
He liked something on Facebook. Then he went to jail. The judge warned Timothy Weiner to stop complaining about his ex-wife on Facebook. Neither parent, Pasco Circuit Judge Lauralee Westine wrote in her order after the September hearing, shall disparage or threaten the other parent on social media. But a week later, a photo of his ex-wife surfaced on a father's rights Facebook page called Mothers Who Abuse Kids. Weiner hit the like button. That was enough for Westine to send Weiner, of Newport Richey, to the county jail for criminal contempt. The case illustrates how the ubiquitous use of social media is impacting the court system in Florida and beyond. This is a side of the law that's starting to get a little bit more clarity, said Ethan Wall, a Miami lawyer who runs the firm Social Media Law and Order. Social media really intersects all cases, big, small, criminal, civil, you name it. People are tweeting, posting, and poking. From warning jurors not to check Facebook or Twitter during a trial to an upcoming Florida Supreme Court decision that will define what a Facebook friend really is, lawyers and judges are confronted with navigating the complexities of social media. When Alexander Graham Bell received his patent on the telephone in 1876, many law firms refused to use the new device. One well-known lawyer noted that phones were destroying the simplicity of American life, wrote University of Miami law professor Jan Jacobowitz in a law review article. Then came fax machines, emails, and now, social media. Society's latest form of communication has permeated every crevice of the law. Related coverage, now comes the Florida Supreme Court, live on Facebook. In divorce cases, for example, St. Petersburg lawyer Charles Hinton has seen such an increase in the number of people who attack their former spouses online that he now makes sure court orders include language that specifies former partners will not insult each other on the web. They go on social media and they trash their exes and they say untrue things, said Hinton, who is representing Weiner's ex-wife, Jessica Wingo. Most people cannot grasp the permanence of social media. It doesn't disappear. It's out there. Take the Weiner case. According to court records, Weiner and his current wife were posting on Facebook about Wingo. The judge ordered all social media activity to stop. A few days later, Weiner liked the Facebook photo that got him in trouble. Hinton also told Westine that his client had received several threatening text messages from an unknown number. Under oath in the courtroom, Weiner admitted to liking the post about his ex-wife. The judge sent him to jail for 60 days. The next day, his lawyer, W. Matthew Koutko, asked her to reconsider. His client is a military veteran with post-traumatic stress disorder. Weiner's time behind bars, he wrote, has shown him that any other violations shall result in severe punishment. The next day, Westine amended her ruling to time served and Weiner was released. I absolutely did not expect to go to jail, Weiner said. My freedom of speech was violated even though I didn't say anything. All I did was like a Facebook post. It's also affecting personal injury cases. A plaintiff might claim they can't engage in physical activities. But on their Facebook profile, they're ziplining during a recent vacation. People have to recognize how much their web presence is going to become part of the conversation in the event of litigation, said Stetson University law professor Charles Rose. Social media is also considered in trials. Judges now instruct jurors not to talk about the case outside of the courtroom or online. It's rare for judges to declare mistrials because a juror checked or posted on social media, said Pinellas Pasco Circuit spokesman Stephen Thompson. Perhaps because jurors are told repeatedly not to do such a thing before they begin deliberating, he said. In the Pinellas Pasco Circuit, judges tell jurors, I want to stress that you must not use electronic devices or computers to talk about this case, including tweeting, texting, blogging, emailing, posting information on a website or chat room, or any other means at all. Applying the law to social media presents challenges. It changes and advances much faster than the law can adapt, said Wall. By the time the rules catch up and the judges start applying these rules, he said, Facebook will change its platform. Courts also had to create rules for admitting social media as evidence, Wall added. Typically, lawyers can put a witness on the stand who is familiar with the posts or have an expert testify about its authenticity. Another problem, consistency. Since we're in the early stages relatively speaking of the social media invasion of the practice of law, we don't have consistent rules about it, said Jakobowitz. For example, some judges will instruct jurors not to check Twitter or Facebook. But others might take their phones away during trials. Decisions on how to navigate social media have even reached the state's highest court. This summer, the Florida Supreme Court will hear oral arguments in a Miami case that could define what a Facebook friendship legally means. Lawyers from the Miami firm Hersen and Hersen, who are suing a former client, asked the 3rd District Court of Appeal to disqualify the judge because she's Facebook friends with a lawyer representing an executive listed as a defendant. But the appeals court denied their request, concluding that a friend on a social networking website is not necessarily a friend in the traditional sense of the word. The lawyers appealed with the Florida Supreme Court. They argue that another appeals court ruled that Facebook friendships are a conflict of interest. Jakobowitz, the law professor, suspects that social media-related cases will only become more prevalent. But it will also become just more typical and there will be more court decisions, she said. Every judge is sort of out there figuring it all out. Times senior news researcher John Martin contributed to this report. Information from the Miami Herald was used in this report. Contact Laura C. Morel L. Morel at tampabay.com. Follow at Laura Morel.
County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.